said I was going to do a whole lot of them. That's what I'm doing. Alright, Advanced Maze Trial 3. Let's go. Taking another sip. This is going to be a long one. Excuse me. So this is the Ducal Library. It's massive. I should be able to find out some new information here. I've exhausted all the info about Nisio that I was able to gather from the Grotto Library. Speaking of which, that book said... here it is. So there's apparently a library in Sagires too. Maybe it's worth checking out sometime. While speaking to Theo and Emma, we were greeted by a surprise guest. Dry Crunch, along with everyone. It's been so long. Oh, what a fine-looking visitor. It would appear you are an acquaintance of Dry Crunch, is that right? This must be Carmen Renee's first time meeting Tistino, as well as Emma and Theo, so I introduced them all. It's a pleasure to meet you. I can't believe how many books there are here. We have nothing like this in Sagires. I asked Tistino what brings her to the library. I'm trying to gather information about Nisio. I found out about this library while conducting research in Grotta, so here I am. This library is much older than the one in Grotta, so I thought that there might be some useful materials here to sift through. Are you Emma? I'm looking for any books about Nisio. Emma, please. Tistino, I must apologize. Emma does not handle meeting new people well. That is a pickle. Let's see what to do. That book. It just might be... Slowly, Tistino moves closer to Emma, eyeing a book she has placed down beside her. What are you doing? What do you want with this book? I absolutely adore this book. It's a contender for the greatest tome in the whole library back in Grotta. Tistino's eyes sparkle as she gushes over the special volume. She's clearly very excited. This book. But I wrote it. Are you serious? To think I'd be standing face to face with the author of such a brilliant masterpiece. Tistino appears unable to contain her excitement. Come to think of it, I've probably never seen anyone this excited about anything before. This is amazing, splendid, fantastic. You must be some kind of genius to write a magical tome as wonderful as this. I guess. I suppose there's no harm in taking a compliment. Have you written any other books on magic? You really want to know? I suppose I could tell you, but only because you're such a fan of my work. I don't like where this is going. But Theo is a hair's breadth too late. Before he can step in and interrupt, Emma has already opened her book, and in an instant, the library fills with monsters. Theo, help! What the hell? It's all because Emma opened that book. That's why I'd forbidden anyone from handling it. Wow, you wrote this forbidden poem too, Emma? Is there no cease to your talents? We have to defeat every last one of them, or they won't leave, got it? All of them. Let's give them a warm welcome, shall we? This is a right mess we're in. Come on, Dry Crunch. Let's give them a hand. The ruckus in the library continued, only finally ceasing as the Dark Nation fell even further into darkness. Okay, maybe I went too far. I'll say, I hope you learned something from all this, Emma. This is what happens when you don't follow the rules. Phew, what a day. The monsters weren't exactly a push over either. Everyone seems exhausted. Let's call it a day. That seems to be for the best. As we were just leaving the library, Emma's voice made us stop in our tracks. Wait, are you leaving too, Tistino? We still have so much to discuss. Really? Of course. I'm here to chat, as long as you're willing. That's fine by us. We're still leaving, though. The next day, we decided to head back to the library. Dry Crunch, this is for you. All of a sudden, a brooch is being thrust into my hands. What could it be? That brooch holds the power of Zodiac. I'm not sure I understand. After our intense discussion last night, we came up with the idea to combine our knowledge to try to create a new ability. The wisdom of that new ability is contained with that brooch hold in your hands. Must have been some discussion to inspire you to make this after staying up all night. I'll say. We got to talk about all sorts of things we've never normally get the chance to. I'll never forget it. Here, Dry Crunch, take this. I'm not sure whether to be impressed or weirded out. I take a closer look at the brooch that practically thrust upon me. I instantly realize that it will require a great power to utilize its fullest potential. Nevertheless, it's bound to lend me power once I truly understand the intricacies of their knowledge. That they made this in only a single night is nothing short of remarkable. The wisdom and ability they must possess. But perhaps this is par for the course for a pair so talented. It's hard to believe I only met them the day before. Gazing at them now, it already feels like we've been friends for a long time. I know we're going to meet a lot of characters, so let's get Advanced Clerics done, and then start to go back to the main story again, so that we can see these characters. That day, I was searching for the owner of the pendant that Shupel had picked up. Sorry for involving you in this. I tell Shupel it's no bother to no worry. That said, I do wonder why we're going to the trouble of searching for the owner. Usually, I know you just take a lost item and properly relieve it. In fact, I actually thought of doing this when I found it in the forest. But that forest is the home of many powerful monsters, meaning the owner must be an adventurer, and likely a very strong, experienced one at that. What's more, I feel like I've seen this pendant somewhere before. If he's seen the pendant somewhere before, maybe it belongs to someone he knows? We need to find the owner as soon as possible. I've asked the village guild to help. Hopefully they can dig up some clues for us at least. Shupel again gazes at the pendant, watching it shimmering and sparkling in the sunlight. I feel a momentary hint of recognition. I've also seen it somewhere before. What? You want to see the pendant? Sure, here you are. I take the pendant in my hands and peer closely. I realize it indeed is before, but where? Ah, help! Sounds like it's coming from the village. Like I said, there are a lot of nasty monsters lurking around the forest. The villagers might be in trouble. Let's hurry. Hurrying to the village, it's clear that Shupel was right. The villagers were in trouble. This isn't good. We have to do something to help them. Dry Crunch, give me your hand. Give me a hand. Alright, epilogue. Though able to defeat most of the monsters, we made a mistake in thinking we were in the clear. Oh no, Dry Crunch! A child is being attacked. Shupel doesn't wait to finish his sentence before springing to defend the child. But even so, it's still too late. I look around frantically, searching for some way to help. I analyze the monster's movements, line of sight, what they're after. And in that moment, all the battle experience from my adventures thus far leads me to one clear answer. That monster likes shiny things. By throwing the pendant, I might just be able to distract the monster. I feel monster's hesitation at disposing of this item I've been trusted with, but my choice is clear. The child's life is more important. Throw the pendant, it sparkles and shines, reflecting from the light sun through the air. The monster distracted as its planned. I watched it picks up the pendant before scurrying away from the village. Are you alright? Looks like you've just a few cuts and scrapes. Thank goodness. I'll heal you up. Just stay still. Shupel masterfully heals all the child's wounds. Though I was able to get the child to safety, I apologize to Shupel for having lost in the process. Don't worry about it. If you hadn't thought to throw the pendant just then, the child wouldn't be alive right now. I could have been hurt or even killed myself. I don't know how I could thank you enough. Even so, I can't shake the feeling that I have avoided losing the pendant somehow. Well, in that case, here, will you please take this? It is an archcardial brooch. These are only given to those trusted by a priest of the Great Ether Church. I was planning to give it to you as a token of my gratitude for helping me find the pendant, but if you still feel bad about what you had to do, please just take it now. Because someone worthy of this archcardinal brooch, and let's say we can put this whole pendant incident behind us. Certain Shupel has tried to cheer me up in his own way. I accept the brooch with pride, but I have doubt that it will lend me its power once I become truly worthy of it. I have high hopes for you. I almost forgot. I know why I've thought I've seen that pendant somewhere before. It just looks like this one. How could I have forgotten? Shupel removes a pendant from his pocket that does indeed nearly identical. I once had siblings, you know. This was before I was taken in by the church, so I don't even remember what they look like. Assuming they're still out there, Now, my siblings and I should all have this same exact pendant. They are all that's left of our connection. In which case, that pendant from earlier must be... Shupel trails off, but I gather easily enough what he must be thinking. Hoping to be of some encouragement, I assure Shupel that his siblings are surely still alive somewhere. For now, that's all I can do. You're right. Thank you. I will find them one day. I certainly remember that Rista had a pendant too. And come to think of it, it looked just like the one belonging to Shupel. Perhaps Shupel is actually Rista's brother, and the pendant he'd found along to their sister. That's currently my best guess anyway. Unfortunately, I have no proof of any of this. It's all just empty hypothesis. I decided to keep it to myself, at least for now.
So he knows that...
That ties that all together.
So there's 3 siblings.
Yeah.
Mariel, Shupel, and then Rista?
Yeah. Alright. Next video, we're going to the country of Wint. See you guys later. Peace to Crispy. Bye, guys.